In 2007, we encountered one of the most horrific things that any father, any mother, any family, any community can encounter. We lost a lot of kids to suicide. And we didn't know much back then, and I don't know if we know much now, but we have learned some things over the last 12 years. A lot of the things that are plaguing our community today were the same things that plagued our community 12 years ago, which were the same things that plagued our community 40 years ago or even 100 years ago. And what we're finding is that a lot of us over the years, over the last 30 years, we've tried to deal with the fruit of things, or if you would, the symptoms of things in people's lives, but we never really fixed the real problem. See, there's addictions, there's self-injury, there's suicide, there's those things that are crippling to a family or crippling to a community. And a lot of times we try to deal with the symptoms in people's lives or in families' lives or in the community's lives, when the reality is over the last 12 years we found the most effective thing is to deal with the root issues. And that's why the iMatter Foundation began.
Well, we've built a good foundation going forward to actually begin to address the things that Scott's talking about. We obviously have a festival that we're really well known for. We'll bring in 7,000 to 8,000 kids, actually coming up shortly again in 2019, bringing in bands that the kids love, and just throughout the day, unconditionally love on these kids, and then demonstrate, through jumbotrons and different messaging systems, just kind of a message of hope and promise and future. We do high school assemblies, and we're partnering with many community agencies. You partner with community, corporate and faith-based groups to provide some of the services that folks need to recover from addiction and from depression. One of the big ones is the Care Compass Network. We're building alliances with other groups that are providing housing, transportation, jobs, childcare for folks that are trying to dig out from a life of addiction. We're triage based, but we've got a lot of work to do. In 2019, Mental Health Institute reports that suicide is still the second leading cause of death in America, ages 10 to 34. In 2018, we just found out that even though addiction overdose deaths just went down, it went down very little, from 70,212 down to 68,500, which really means 68,500 of our brothers and sisters died in 2018 to addiction, to overdose. And then you add in the suicide rate, so that we still have a pretty big mountain to climb. So we're working hard to build on the foundation. We've built it, and we think we have some really nice things going forward to help this grassroots effort, what you're doing and what we're doing together, to solve this scourge that's really hit our nation.
And I just wanted to celebrate our community, because not only things that we do like town hall meetings and assemblies and we're doing promotional type of things in our community, but we have a community that cares. We have Sarah, which is our Substance Abuse Regional Alliance in our community, that actually has begun to develop some things in technology, has begun to develop some things in social media, and Brian Hart has led the way in so many of these attacks, if you would, or should I say attacks? Should I say, actually, we're turning the tide of attacks back because of some of the strategic, intelligent ways of actually dealing with not only just individual and triage things, but we're beginning to look at changing the culture. How do people think? What are some of the options that they're actually choosing first? Instead of choosing self-injury or suicide or moving towards drugs, we're giving them other healthy options that are actually available, and we use these positive distractions to make sure that we get their focus off of what's wrong and get their focus on, hey, what can be right? And what's right about me? And what's right about my community? And what's right about my state? So we just wanted to thank you and really, really put out our appreciation, because this is something that none of us can do alone, but together we're able to accomplish much, much, much for what is planned for the beautiful people, these beautiful individuals, these beautiful families in our community.
Heart Support and iMatter combining together, not just to impact our local communities, but our nation, are going to start doing great things and providing triage to millions of sons and daughters who just need somebody to look them in the eye and say, hey, we love you, we care for you, you do matter. And we're going to walk through this with you to go from triage to healing.
And here's the good news. We have an app that has a structure behind it. It's something that Nike uses. It's something that Southwest Airline uses. The same structure that we'll be able to allow all these people at the same time to be able to download our app from Apple and from Google so that they'll actually be able to test it, try it out right at the festival, right during the festival, anywhere around the world on August 11th. So we're looking forward to that. Can I just say this? Chemung County, Horseheads, iMatter, thank you, thank you, thank you. All of the different places, the churches, the businesses, corporate America that have partnered together, come together for such a time as this. It's not just about our county anymore.
Law enforcement.
It's law enforcement. Yeah, I mean, law enforcement, right? So it's like, it's not just about our own kids and our own community anymore. It's literally about something that we have the ability for what works here to change a nation, maybe change the world, and we want to just thank you for that. That's why we'd like to ask you to partner with us at the iMatter Foundation to accomplish more together than we ever could by ourselves. Thank you very much.